Hello, and welcome to another day of English 2. I'm your online teacher, Miss Bear. Today, we are starting a brand new unit, and it is another argument unit. Yes, this is the third one because argument is so important. Today, and throughout this unit, we are going to be studying the idea of graffiti. And is graffiti art, or is it crime? And so we will be reading articles throughout this unit for you guys to form your own opinions and to give you some evidence to support your ideas of whether or not graffiti is an art or a crime. And so this is a unit from Common Lit 360 from their curriculum units. If your teacher needs more information about that, there is a link in the YouTube description that will take them to the Common Lit website, and they can explore that a little bit further. You guys, in this unit, they say that you're going to learn how to write an effective argument essay. You should know how to write an argument essay by now, because again, this is our third unit to write, or a third argument essay to write. And so a lot of what we're going to be doing throughout this lesson is going to be independent and independent work. And so you guys can use the skills that you have learned in the last two units, build upon those skills, and even have a few more to add to your toolbox of skills. So today, or throughout this unit, our essential question is graffiti a work of art or a crime to be punished? How do we decide? So throughout this unit, as we read, you are going to be answering those two questions over and over and over again. And your opinions may change, and they should. You should be open-minded to allow this idea to kind of go around in your mind a few times so that you can absorb different people's ideas and come to your own conclusion. And maybe that conclusion is different than the opinion that you have right now. So what we want to start with is our big idea and kind of where we're going with this unit. So we're going to begin by looking at those big ideas and skills that you're going to explore in this unit. So you should have a handout. Your teacher should give that to you, and you are going to rate these ideas. How strongly do you agree or disagree with each of the statements on the board? I want you to rank those. I'll give you just a few seconds to do that before we come back together. All right, great job. Now I want you to share out with your class. Which statements do you agree most with? Good. And now which statements do you most disagree with? You guys have some pretty strong opinions right now. I'm wondering if they're going to change throughout this unit. So, what skills are we going to learn? These skills are listed in that packet of materials that you have. You can see we have some writing skills and some reading skills. So right now I want you to rate your confidence level for each of these reading and writing skills. Don't worry if they seem new, but they shouldn't. But this unit's goal is to build your knowledge in those areas. So I'll give you a minute to complete that set. Fantastic. I hope that by the end of this unit, you will be able to check all of the boxes that say, I am extremely confident that I can write an effective argument essay, and I'm extremely confident that I can read all of grade 10 level texts. So that is the introduction to the course. Now let me introduce you to the vocabulary. Your teacher should give you a vocabulary handout. There are several different activities on that handout. Today we're going to complete activity 1, and this is just an introduction to the vocabulary. This is again an activity that we have done before. For this activity, you're going to need that activity set as well as a pen or a pencil. So when we are reading and we encounter words that we don't know, if we don't have a dictionary, how do we figure out what those words mean? Well, One way that we do that is through context clues. So we look around the word and we try to guess the meaning of the word based on the details that surround it. That is the skill that we're going to practice in Activity 1. So first, I'm going to show you how I use context clues to predict the meaning of a word. So let's start with that first word, abstract. We're going to begin by looking at the photo. So I want one person to share out what they see in this photo. That was a great idea. Now, let's look at the caption. What is a caption? You will see in red, the caption is what is underneath or next to the photograph that gives a little bit more details. The caption says, abstract art represents feelings and ideas using unrealistic images. Okay? So I need one volunteer to suggest another word that might be used to replace the word abstract. That's interesting. I'm not sure. Let's see if we can figure out what this word means and if you were correct in the meaning of the word or that synonym that you shouted out. So let's look at the sample sentence that comes along with this definition or with this caption. Mr. John encouraged his class to move from discussing abstract ideas to writing down concrete steps. Now, I want you to silently try to figure out some substitutions for that word based on the context clues in that sentence. You should write your prediction in that box. All right, great job. Now let's have somebody share out. What do you guys think, or what words can you use to replace the word abstract? And what can we use as a definition? Share that out. Those are some great ideas, and I'm very proud of you for digging in and trying to figure out what that word means. Now, I want you to take about 8 or 10 minutes at the most, and I want you to to answer the rest of these in this Activity 1 set as your teacher walks around the room to review your predictions, and then we will go over those together as a class once you've had an opportunity to predict what those words might mean. Great job. You guys worked independently very well. Now, let's see if you can partner up and compare notes and see if you agree with your neighbor about those predictions. So we're going to pause again, and I want you to check your work with a partner. Whose prediction for the word seems the most likely? Great job. That partner work was going so well. Now, let's review and see if your predictions were correct. As I go through these correct definitions, I want you to write or copy each definition for each word. So you had your answer and then the correct definition. So as I go through each of these slides, I want you to write the correct definition. All right, let's start with that first one, abstract. It means to represent an idea or a feeling, not concrete reality. There's that concrete word again. So I think that word concrete is probably, instead of a synonym, what's that other word? That's right. It's an antonym. It means the opposite of. So abstract is the opposite of concrete. Great job. The next word on your paper was contemporary. It means existing or happening now, modern. The next word is deem, to see as or to consider in a particular way. Many teachers deem it necessary that students memorize vocabulary. All right. The next word in your packet is deface. It means to damage something's appearance by drawing on it. The next word is evolve. It means to develop or change slowly over time. And a synonym for that is evolution. All right, the next word is inevitable. Inevitable means it is certain to happen. It is unavoidable. All right, the next word is landmark, a place that is easily recognized and can be used to know one's location. Guys, that should be an easy one for you with those iPhones that you have, and you're always sharing locations with each other. So if they are standing near something that is known, then that is going to be a landmark. So think about those landmarks that are in your area. The next word in our list is stature. It means to be in good reputation or high status gained through achievement. So think about people who have achieved things, not just born into them, but they have made some type of achievement. And so they have stature. The next word is superficial. It means own at or near the surface. I have heard some of you talk about superficial people. And when we talk about superficial people, we mean what? What's that synonym we can use? You guys use it. I don't try. I try not to use it. That's that word that you say they're fake. Superficial, a synonym for superficial would be fake. They don't act in the same way that they in different places. All right, the last word, and probably the most important word for you guys to understand the concepts of this unit, is the word vandalize. It means to intentionally damage someone else's property. So you will have to determine at the end of this unit whether or not people who use graffiti, if they are vandalizing, so are they destroying the property, or are they adding value to it? So that's something that you guys will have to make a judgment call at the end of this unit. So going forward, you're going to use these definitions to help you as you work through the rest of this activity set over the next several days. I will tell you in our lessons when I want you to move on to that next vocabulary lesson. And so hang on to this paper. Your teacher may ask you to turn it in so that they can see that you've completed today's activity. But each activity has a specific, excuse me for that, guys, a specific day and order in which you are to work those words, because a lot of those words are going to be within the texts that we are reading. So that's all that I have for today, and tomorrow we're going to dig straight in and start on these texts, and I hope you have as much fun with this unit as I have been having creating it for you. Until tomorrow, happy reading.